Hey gamers, thanks for tuning back into Fire Chicken Review. This is a channel, if you haven't seen us before, we focus on custom token reviews, specifically a lot of tokens that are made for a variety of fantasy flight games out there. Today we're going to be looking at one of those. It's called Legend of the Five Rings, the living card game, as you see in the background there. And we're going to be focusing on the company that I've been excited to do a review for a while now, and that's Dracula token. If you haven't heard of this company, Dracula token's been out for a few years, and they've really focused a lot. You can see a lot of their product, and I'll be linking it in the Game of Thrones, the living card game community, which has been thriving with the tokens that just look astonishing and quite beautiful, to be honest. So I was lucky enough to reach out to Dracula. He gifted me not just the L5R products I'm going to be reviewing today, but a few other products that I'll hold off a little bit of a surprise, but it covers things all the way from Arkham Horror, the living card game, to Star Wars Destiny, to a few other really cool things I'm excited to show you a little bit later on and to review the product and see what I think of it. So getting right into the review itself, I want to talk about this coffee mug in front of you. No, this is not the coffee mug that you can go ahead and buy, unless you ask to have our channel's name on your coffee mug, of course. So when I reached out, he said, hey, what would you like to have on this? I'm starting to engrave a lot of different things. It's what he does. I said, hey, you know what, just put the channel's name, it'd be cool. So I asked for this, and asked for the red color. You can get in a variety of colors, and I thought that's super cool. So I'll talk about the pros and the cons of this mug. First of all, this mug it's quite big. It's a 32-ounce mug. It's a massive thing. One of the small cons I found is that if you see here, I'll show you. See how it says swig on the bottom? That's just the name of the mug itself. Obviously, you go out and you buy mugs. I wish he chose a company that remained nameless, or at least was on the bottom of the mug instead of on the side, because it takes away from your custom design. It's not the easiest to see unless you're spotting it, but I still wish it wasn't indented like that. The other aspects that I like is again, it's quite big. 32 ounces is a big thing. The detail work that came out, it's what you would expect for an engraving, right? So it's cool to see the channel's name like that, and you can choose whatever type of lettering. It's double-sided, but you can have a front and back. Inside, as you can see, it's a stainless steel. What you're looking at in there, that's just the details of what you would expect, saying, hey, it's good for up to X amount of hours to keep it hot or cold. So that's your normal stuff. And again, that's just the company that's from. Big old stainless steel, nothing fancy in here, but that's super cool. But that brings me to my next flaw I want to talk about, which is unfortunate, and that is the lid. The lid for this thing, I was shocked. If you look here, there's no way to close this. So even though it's a big mug, and if you're just going on a casual travel, you're probably not going to fill it all the way to the top. But, you know, there is some serious potential, especially when you're talking about card gamers. You want to protect your stuff because you can't close this. This is not spill-proof, which is like mugs 101 that you want to have. It may be that this is just the one, like the one that he gave me, and there's different options. But Dracula, if you're out there and you're probably watching it, I recommend choosing a different lid. Or if you're a customer buying this, I recommend just replacing it. Standard lids, so just go ahead and replace this one, because I wouldn't recommend using this one when you're playing your games, unfortunately. And that's just all I have to say about that. Overall, it's a super cool idea. So just give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. I want to talk about the tokens, which is the focal point of this review. All right, gamers, thank you and welcome back. And as you can see, voila, some magic of video editing. You can see all the tokens that Dracula Tokens has gifted us. So to let you know, if I didn't mention at the start, these were all gifted. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt when you're listening in on this review. But I'm just going to go from basically top to bottom, covering all of the tokens. The first one that I want to talk about is these honor tokens here. These are super cool. I love these things. So if you have bought L5R, the living card game here, you're used to seeing this cardboard one on the left. pretty standard cardboard. It's not bad. It's just only okay. Easily you want to replace it with something. So why not replace it with nice wooden tokens that these are some of the smallest ones I've seen. It's actually, when you're comparing it, just give me a second here. When you compare it to the cardboard one, like, wow, it's actually really small. It's almost the same size, very lightweight. It looks exactly the way you would want it. And it just looks sharper than this one. So these would be great if you're looking at doing just want to replace your tokens, or if you're someone like me that runs a lot of gaming community events and you want surprise support. These are inexpensive in my opinion. I can't remember the price exactly, but I think for a set it's about like 15 US. I'll have to double check. So that's not bad for a set of 25. That's not bad at all. And of course, you know, being a custom token designer, it comes in different aspects as well. So you can get this exact same token in acrylic. Unfortunately, and I only say unfortunately on my end, I think the acrylic one actually pops out a little bit more. If you don't know my own preference, I love anything that's made out of wood, especially for L5R. I think it makes the game feel a little bit more organic. But I think in this case, the acrylic one looks quite nice. So that's another option. And something that was really cool that he gave me as well, just to show some different design ideas, is that he also came up with these as honor tokens as well. So just a different idea. So like a broken pillar, or just this nice strong pillar, or what would almost look like a scroll to represent your honor. And I would actually like to use, if I was to use this set, I'd probably use a combination of keeping acrylic with acrylic. I probably use a combination of either one of these, probably using this one. So I would say that represents like 11 honor, or these can represent 5. Again, when you're playing the game, you just want to let the other players know when you got these custom tokens exactly what your tokens represent if they're not used to seeing it. But that's pretty recognizable, and I think these look pretty good. The only small complaint, I said this in a few of my videos, even the wood one, there's nothing on the back. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But it's just a preference. And on the acrylic tokens, I won't go into all of them, but all the acrylic tokens have this masking tape that easily comes off. You can either keep it on or take it off. If you take it off on the ones that are see-through, as I'll show a little bit in a bit, it makes it a little bit more clear to see through. So it depends on what you want to do with it. So those are the honor tokens. Moving on to the clans. All 7 clans are represented, and they look beautiful. It tastes the rainbow, really. So starting off with the best clan, it's, you know, in my opinion, is the Phoenix. It looks, all of these symbols are actually exactly like replicas of what the clan mons look like in the game. And I think that he's done a beautiful job of getting these laser engraved. And he gave me this set as well as this golden set. So you just have options, right, for how you want your fill, the paint fill in. And I think both of these look great. So you just have a little bit of options. A lot of players, what they do with these is they'll use these for their honor tokens. So to replace the honor tokens that I reviewed a few minutes ago there. Or they can use this to represent activations, or wherever you have it, honor status on your characters and so forth, right? So I think these look great. I think the Phoenix one looks nice. Speaking about another option with it, just to show quickly, and I'll show all the clans, is that he also has done these in the wood. Again, I think the acrylic one just looks a little bit sharper. I think a little bit of the detail is the loss in the wood, unfortunately, in this case. And I'll show all the clans how I think it's lost a little bit in the detail. So I probably would actually get the acrylic over the wood in this scenario. But they're nice and small. And like I was saying, so this is one with the tape on the back for the acrylic. If you remove it, what's going to look like, if I show you the crane one, is see how you can see through it a lot easier. That's all that does, really. Here's the Scorpion one, just to show you quickly. And if you're a Scorpion player, you're probably happy if you're just watching this when the video came out. Your clan pack just came out. And yeah, so you can go ahead and get these. This is another one that I think, like the Phoenix, I think a little bit of detail, like where the eyes are for the Scorpion, a little bit of the detail, a little bit on the tail end. here as well. A little bit of the detail is lost, so it's unfortunate for the wood one. So, but I would highly recommend the acrylic ones. I think they look great, and it's just pretty much a standard size, right? Because it's laser engraved. So once you put it in, it's good to go. So there's the Scorpion, Unicorn, another great clan. So here you have the Unicorn one here. Same issues. Crab one I'll show next. And there you go for the crab. Not as much detail lost in the crab one. I do like the design of the crab. And then you have the crane. And the crane looks quite nice. Again, these are all just the clan mons, so I'm just showing it. It's your own artistic point of view, but these are clan mons, and I think the choice of acrylic types representing the clan colors was well done, and I think he's done a really good job with that. One of my other favorite clans, the Dragon Clan. Here's an example of details really getting lost in the wood versus the acrylic one. As you can see, you can't see the eyeball at all for the dragon one here. Sorry, I'm zooming in and out. So the detail of the eye is really lost. Like you can barely, like if I zoom in here, you can just barely see it. So it's unfortunate, but I mean, when you're trying to do that fine details, when you're engraving at this small size of a token, it's understandable, and it's easier to make it pop when you're doing it with the acrylic. The last clan not to be shown yet, Line, another one of my favorite. I love the Line clan. I actually think the acrylic in this case, well, sorry, not the acrylic, but the wood actually looks pretty nice in this case. And it's not too bad at all. So yeah, just quickly showing all those. Let me know in the comments below what you think of those tokens. The last thing that I want to go through is a review of first player tokens. So this is what he's done, one for each of the clans, and then he's gone ahead and just done the basic first player token one here, which they all look awesome. So I love everything about this. If you've been playing the game and following the organized play, you'll know that FFG has official first player tokens that the way you won them, I believe you had to be the top of your clan at a tournament was the way that you would get them. In this case, you can go ahead and say, hey, you know what, I'm a casual player, or I just didn't get a chance to get these. Well, now you can go ahead and go through a company like this and get these, and I think these look fantastic. I love the brown paint job on these, and I think these really pop. Unfortunately, there's nothing on the back of these. That's fine. It's nice and thin, and it has that nice smell of wood to them. I laugh a little bit because I talk about this in a few of my videos, how I love the smell, that wood smell. That's why I like wood a little bit more. Maybe it's a weird fetish. But yeah, I think this Phoenix one looks really nice. Show all of them here. I think the Scorpion is pretty good. A little bit of the details are lost a bit, I find. Let me show you here. I think that if I was to compare it to like the tokens, because obviously these are the same, you can see that like the left eye is a little bit lost, so that would be nice if he can get that in. So that's the Scorpion. The Unicorn looks fantastic as always. Crab, also just a nice, beautiful one. I really do like this dragon one. So here's an example of a good job of having the detail not get lost, so you can easily see the eye, and I think everything pops out for the dragon one here. And lastly is the lion for the clans. And then finally, it's just the replacement if you just want a straight up first player because you don't know which clan you're going to be playing today, or you just want to just have a more simplistic one. I think this looks quite nice as well. So those were all the tokens for that. I wanted to end the video on something that he is known for. And when I mean I'm talking about Dracula token. So this is what Dracula token is known for. Not for the blurred out image, but for these right here. And these are glass bead tokens. So he's been doing this for a variety of games for a while now, and these look absolutely gorgeous. Like, these are my favorite, some of my favorite style of tokens. As you can see, these really pop out. So I'll show you here. So it's just a nice image in the back, and then you have a glass cover on the top of it. It's super cool that it's a flat top, and what I mean, the reason why that's super cool is that you can just stack these, and even though that these are made out of glass, there's felt bottoms on the back of these so that you can easily stack them without scratching or anything like that. So it stacks nicely like that. Very lightweight, and it's a cool 3D image. So I apologize, let me get, there we go. Very cool 3D image. I love, he gave me a set of these Phoenix ones, and I think this Phoenix looks awesome. And this is what I like companies going out there and getting designs that are different. So they're actually making their own designs and getting these cool images. And I really feel like the Phoenix feels alive in here. It feels like it's on fire and looks super cool. Some small complaints. The felt, I like the choice of color, obviously, matching the Phoenix, but it feels a little bit cheesy. It doesn't have that luxurious feel to it, but you're not going to really notice that when it's on your play mat like so. You're just going to see the outline on the bottom, and it's not really a worry there. So I wouldn't get too concerned. But these are awesome. You should go out and check all of them, and I'll be talking about a little bit more later on in my other reviews. But these are what he's been known for, and this is why customers keep on coming back. This is probably my favorite thing out of all the tokens I'm reviewing today. Highly recommend checking these out. Inexpensive, mix and match if you want. Get what you need and use them again for honor status tokens, honor tokens, to represent that you activated a character or wherever you want. Or, one of the really cool things is that if you're into L5R, there's other means out there. You can get into the RPG, use this for role-playing, whatever you want to do, right? So this is one of my favorite tokens. Let me know what you think of the glass bead tokens. Is it something that you've gone out and bought? And are you somewhat a fan of it, or do you have any issues yourself? So this has been another Fire Chicken review. I hope you really enjoyed it. As always, I love doing these reviews for you guys. So again, I'm going to be branching out to a few other games, talking about Arkham Horror, Keyforge, and a few other things out there. So let me know what you think of the reviews. If you want me to keep on doing them up, it's the fan service that keeps me going. Thanks, guys.